We've just purchased our first ADA coins through an exchange. Now it's time to set up a self-custody wallet and begin participating in the Cardano ecosystem. In this lesson, we'll look at a few different wallets that support ADA, the difference between a public and a private key, the importance of having backups, and how to transfer funds from the exchange. So we're taking a look here at the computer screen, and what I have pulled up are several different wallets which I'd like to go through, simply giving you a bit of an overview about each one before we dive in deeper, talking about how to get it set up. And essentially with this, just giving you an idea of what the different wallets are and why you would want to use one over the other. So getting started, we're looking at a couple wallets. These two are going to be created by IOG, one of the founding companies that has been tasked with the research and development for Cardano. The first one is Daedalus Wallet. Now, something important to note about Daedalus is that it is a full node. And what that means is it's got an entire copy of the blockchain. In terms of a user standpoint, you will need to make sure that your computer has the required computer specs for running Daedalus. It is a full node, so it's going to have about 16 gigabytes at least of memory. I used to be able to run Daedalus on my PC, but what I've noticed is that because it is a full node, it's very resource intensive on my computer. I've gone away from using Daedalus simply because majority of my needs I can get away with something like a light client, which we'll take a look at here. Something like Eternal or Typhon are great. Something important to note as we're talking about a full node wallet versus something like, say, a light client. A full node is going to have the copy of the blockchain, so it's going to be very resource intensive. You're also going to see transactions post to the chain much quicker because it is a full node. It's synced to the tip with the chain. You don't have to worry about sending the transaction to a separate server and then having that server validate the transaction, something like what you would expect on a light client. So Daedalus has its pros and cons. It's also great for power users, somebody who's going to want to interact with the chain for something like Plutus scripts or minting tokens and things like that. So for the average user, Daedalus wallet, maybe not the best, but it is a great wallet nonetheless for a full node. Now you can download it by going to the official website. Be careful, Daedalus Wallet is not a mobile app. That's one thing I wanted to point out, is that what we've seen recently is that a lot of scammers are posting these apps on app stores like Google Play Store or the App Store, saying to download Daedalus on the App Store. That's a scam because Daedalus is a full node. It's not currently available for mobile. So that's something also to pay attention to. Make sure you go to the official websites for all of these wallets. It's very important because you don't want to, say, go to a link, a phishing scam site. They can drain all your money from your wallet if you do that. So make sure you're paying close attention to that. DaedalusWallet.io is the link for Daedalus. You've got some more information on this page as well where you can learn more about it. The next wallet from IOG is the Lace Wallet. This is one of their light clients which they're building. This was actually really cool. We got a chance to see a preview of this at the Rare Bloom event in Colorado in 2022. So they're doing some amazing things. Currently, Lace is on the pre-production environment. So if you're a power user, if you want to test and find bugs, this is great. I will be sure in the Cardano 201 course to go further in depth. Yes, there was a big hint right there. So make sure you're staying tuned for that. But all these wallets, I'm going to be going more in depth in that segment or that content. But for this video today, just a very brief overview. Yoy is going to be one of the light clients made by Emergo. So Emergo, another one of the founding entities of the Cardano ecosystem, has created this wallet. Basically, it's a web extension, browser extension, which would allow you to sign transactions, send and receive funds, do all the normal things you would expect from a wallet. You can also use it as a dApp connector. You can see your NFTs within the wallet. They've come a long way. It has had a few issues in the early days. I've noticed that people were having some trouble with Yoy here and there. But for the most part, it seems like they are still building it. They're still working on it, as we do see that they have a roadmap put in place. This is just one of those other options which you can look at. One that I highly recommend, in fact, this is what we're going to be using over the course of this entire material, is Eternal. This is a really great light Cardano wallet. It's good for browser extensions. You can connect it with different dApps like DEXs and NFT marketplaces. They've got a mobile application as well. So Eternal is great. I would highly recommend you check this one out. Again, be sure to use the official links only for this. And then also, if you're going to be using the extension, make sure you're only using the official extensions. We're actually going to go through the process of creating a new wallet here using Eternal in just a moment. But before we do, let's quickly go through the rest of these wallets. And again, this is an overview simply showing you the different options. Really, I would recommend you check out a few different options and see which one you prefer. There's quite a few that are in production right now, and the teams who are creating these have been busy building, so I would highly recommend you check them out. Another one, great wallet, which I do recommend. Another one of my favorites is actually made by the community. It's called the Typhon wallet. This is great because it's similar to Eternal. You've got the extension, which you can use to then connect to different dApps like NFT marketplaces, DEXs, etc. Really cool. I would definitely recommend you check this one out too. So many different features. One of my favorites is metadata. You can set up multiple accounts, which would allow you to then delegate to multiple stake pools. And of course, we'll get into that in the course. But this is another one which is definitely worth your time. The next wallet I wanted to show you is the Giro wallet. This is another really cool extension, browser extension, similar to Eternal and Typhon. You can download this to your browser and be able to send and receive ADA. You can connect it to different dApps. Really cool. There's just so many different options when it comes to the different wallets. What's interesting about Giro Wallet is they actually did have a token. That's something to note, if you wanted to support the project. They've got quite a few prominent people on their team. They're very active within the community as well. Flint, this is a wallet which has been spearheaded by the company DC Spark. DC Spark is responsible for building things like Milkometa, which is an EVM sidechain for Cardano. Pretty technical there. Ethereum virtual machine, basically building a bridge between different blockchains. So there are a lot of smart people that are putting this wallet together as well. If you were looking for a mobile wallet, I think Flint is probably what I would recommend the most, simply because it's got a very straightforward UI. It's pretty easy to get connected to different dApps with their browser extension. So there's a couple different options here. You can also see you can connect to DeFi, use your NFTs. And lastly, another very popular wallet within the Cardano community is called Nami. So Nami is going to be specifically a browser extension, also great for connecting with different dApps. This is actually built by Alessandro Conrad, who is the founder of SpaceBuds, a very popular NFT project on Cardano. So he does a lot of great work for the community. He's been putting in a lot of work to this Nami wallet as well. I would recommend you check this out. This is probably one of the most popular in terms of NFT wallets. So if you do have a lot of NFTs, there's a lot of cool features which he's thought about with this Nami wallet. So definitely be sure to check that one out as well. So now that we've gone through a brief overview of several of these popular Cardano wallets, I wanted to also discuss difference between a public and a private key. So we're going to actually go through the process here of creating a wallet. And as we're going through that process, we're going to just talk about a few different things like public and private key, the importance of backups, and just showing you how to go about the process of creating a new wallet. So like I was stating earlier, for the process which we're going through here today, I'm going to be using Eternal.io. This is one of the most popular wallets, and again, very easy to navigate this wallet. In terms of being able to create a new wallet, we're simply going to click on Add Wallet, and we can choose any of these options here: create, restore, hardware wallet, or import. So you do have the ability to also connect a Ledger or Trezor hardware device, which is very important, as we're going to be talking here about the difference between a public and private key. So if you do already have a seed phrase, you can simply click on restore or import. But for this video today, we're going to be creating a new wallet. So we're going to click on create. We can type in the wallet name. I'm going to go ahead and just think of something here. Just do Cardano 101. We can type in a password. So you're just going to go through this process as I'm showing you here. It's very simple, very straightforward. I think the way they have it set up is that the password does require, like 8 characters, a capital letter, a number, special character, all that good stuff. So just make sure you're going through that accordingly. So I've went ahead and created a password for this example wallet. It's just Cardano 101. In this case, I'm going to click on save. Now, something to note as well is that you do have the ability to create multiple accounts within a single wallet. So why would this be useful? Well, if you had, say, something like fungible tokens in one account and then non-fungible tokens in another account, or let's say you had one account delegated to one stake pool or another account delegated to another stake pool, basically allowing you to split your wallet into different sections without having a whole bunch of different private keys. Let's go ahead and click on save. And then it talks about your recovery phrase. So this brings me to what I wanted to talk about with the public and private key. Now, this right here is the recovery phrase for this wallet, essentially called your private key. It's a seed phrase, basically 12 or 24 words typically. And this is going to allow you to access your wallet. Let's say you don't have this user interface. Maybe your computer gets stolen, or maybe you lose your mobile device, or what have you. As long as you have your private key stored in a safe location, so either your 12 or 24 word seed phrase, you're gonna be okay. You'll be able to restore your wallet to whichever new device that you get. So the key difference between a public key and a private key is that a public key can only receive funds. So let's say, for instance, I have a friend who I wanted to send some money to. I would ask them, hey, what's your public key? They would send me this address, which is gonna be an address to their wallet. Now the key is, no pun intended, that they would only be able to receive to this address. They wouldn't be able to send any money just with this address. And the reason is because they also have to have the private key. The private key is this 12 or 24 word seed phrase, which they would then be able to use to access this wallet, and then being able to type in a spending password to confirm a transaction would then allow them to send those funds. So it is a little bit to wrap your head around, but essentially just keep in mind a public key, you're fine in terms of who you give it out to, just as long as you trust them and it's somebody who you don't mind being able to see the contents of your wallet. If a person has your public key, they're not going to be able to take any funds from your wallet because you can only receive funds when somebody has your public key. Your private key allows you to, similar to what we're doing here, restore your wallet or create a new wallet in any of these user interfaces and being able to send funds to a different wallet. Something to keep in mind with these recovery phrases, treat these like gold. The importance of having backups cannot be understated, because if you were to lose your computer, as long as you have your seed phrase, you can still access your funds. But if you don't have these 24 or 12 words, you're out of luck. So it's very important to have multiple backups stored in safe locations. I would highly recommend that you not only write this down, but use one of these metal backup phrases that would allow you to, say, store your keys in a safe location, like if you have a safety deposit box or a vault or something like that, protecting you in the instance that a piece of paper gets lost or shredded or something. So just some best practices. Just in my time being in crypto, some of these things unfortunately have happened to me in the past, just trying to save you from that heartache. But once you have the recovery phrase written down, you're going to need to go ahead and click on confirm, saying that yes, you've written it down, and it's going to ask you to verify this seed phrase by entering those words. As we can see this next screen, it's asking us to confirm the recovery phrase. So I'm going to quickly go through the process of typing in these words. So after we've went ahead and confirmed our recovery phrase, we're going to check the box saying that we understand the only way to recover the wallet if the computer is lost, broken, or stolen is to use the wallet recovery phrase. So it's very important, again, to have the backups for this private key. So let's go ahead and click on continue. So what we'll see now is that the wallet has been created. This is a freshly minted wallet. So congratulations to you if you're going through this the first time. You just created your first Cardano wallet. In an upcoming lesson, I'm actually going to go through this entire user interface with you. We'll actually explore the Eternal wallet a little bit more, learn some more about the different features of Eternal and how to use this wallet. But for this video today, that is essentially what we are looking at in terms of wallets, the difference between a public and private key, the importance of backups. Hopefully you did find some value from this content. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. Another great way to help support the creation of this content is to delegate to Kaizen Stakepools. Join us for our next episode of the Cardano 101 course, where we'll dive deeper into the Eternal wallet and discuss several key features to make the most out of holding ADA. I'll see you there.